Hello everyone, it's your lovely Abby Dagrin and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal chart analysis, and today I'll be doing one on Benny Blanco. I'll be speaking on his personality traits as well as his characteristic traits based off of the natal chart that he has. And last but not least, I'll be speaking on a lot of the success he's endured based off of his chart. So please stay tuned for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet become a part of the Abby Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Please also make sure you've hit that share button because I know that you guys will love this video to share with your friends, your family members, your enemies, anyone who loves Benny Blanco or this content, and also to hit that like button because I know you guys will love this video. And last but not least, please make sure you guys are purchasing from my Gael beauty store. We have great tampons and panty liners that are very natural and are made with natural cotton, so please feel free to hit that link in the comment section as well as the description box. Now let's get right into the video, lovelies. Benny Blanco was born on the date of March 8th, 1988, so this qualifies him to be a Pisces. So with this placement, he is someone who is a water sign and a mutable sign. They are very much incredibly intuitive, which makes so much sense because of the industry that he's in. Very dreamy, so that's a way for him to make music. He's very artistic, and that's perfect because he is in the music industry. And he often expresses himself through creative endeavors. Also with this placement, he is someone who is very sensitive to things because of that water sign placement. He's very much has a great imagination, and he's also someone who loves to help people, very helpful people, and they love to do good by people. And he is someone who's just very great with this placement. Up next would be his moon in Scorpio, and this is a bit of a tricky placement. So we know that the moon placement is great in Taurus and as well as Cancer, so having a Capricorn moon or Scorpio moon is very hard to have. He is someone who experiences emotions intensely and is often seeking for deep connections and valuing loyalty and trust, while being private and capable of comforting the darker aspects of his life. Also with this placement, he is someone who's very charismatic and he's very fun to be around. He can be very mysterious because Scorpio placements tend to not really want to share too much. They're very deep in thought and they are very self-confident. They're very reserved and they are very good psychologists, so they kind of know and they can read people very well. They're very intense, but they're very resilient. They're passionate, and they can be very possessive in relationships. Up next would be his Mercury in Aquarius. So this placement, he is someone who is very intellectual. They are mostly the types of people who think with logic more than they think with emotions. So he kind of has that balance because he is a Pisces, which is very much they think with their emotions. And the Mercury placement, he's someone who's going to think with logic, with information. He's someone who thrives on being different from others and is very confident that his point of view is the correct one. Aquarius Mercuries tend to be the types of people who will present what they feel, and they're going to be confident in what they feel. And a lot of the times they do have the information to back it up. So this placement, they are very intelligent people. And they're also the types of people who are going to really help you with things, and they are just ahead of their time regarding information. Up next would be his Venus in Taurus. So this is a very great placement to have Venus in. So having it in Taurus, he's someone who is going to be very much stable in a relationship. And he has deep appreciation for the finer things. He's very loyal in a relationship and is dedicated. And in a relationship, he is devoted for the long haul. So he's someone, if he's in a relationship with someone, he's going to be with them for a very long time. He's someone who loves comfort and he is going to make sure that he has that in his relationship. He loves luxury, he loves beautiful things, so that's something that he's going to prioritize. And he's someone who's very affectionate and romantic, and he is someone who's going to make sure that his significant other is taken care of and that all of their needs are met. So this is a very great placement to have. Up next would be his Mars in Capricorn, and this is another placement that is very great to have. Having a Mars in Capricorn, Aries, or Scorpio is very great. Even though Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, since Saturn, if you work hard, you will eventually get what you want, even though it may take some time. Having in the Mars placement is very helpful because they're going to work as hard as they need to in order for them to have a project finished from start to finish. They're very dependable, and they're going to make sure that everything that they want or do is going to always manifest in the best for them, because they always put that hard work that needs to be done in order for them to get what they want, and they are rewarded for that. He's also someone who loves to be very much in control, and that works for the best sometimes, so sometimes it can be a little difficult. Up next would be his Jupiter in Taurus. This placement, he is someone who's going to focus on material abundance, financial stability, and enjoying life's pleasures, with opportunities for growth and expansion in these areas. Honestly, with this placement, he's also blessed with ideas to manage resources, an intellectual approach, and a happy family life. He's also someone who is going to make sure that everything that happens, he's going to have it. Growth happens when he has a stable lifestyle and he's dependable, protective, and has a secure environment. He's someone who does the best when he's providing a great deal of affection and support. He may feel insecure or possessive when he doesn't have what he wants. So having a great environment is something that will help him thrive in society. Up next would be his Saturn in Capricorn, and this is another great placement that he has in his chart. So as we spoke on earlier, Capricorn is very great in Saturn, and this placement, he is going to be very ambitious and will do his best to make it at the top of his field. He's going to make sure he works as hard as he can in order for him to get what he wants. Also with this placement, even though Saturn is going to keep giving him lesson after lesson, he kind of does have that protection of the Capricorn and Saturn, because even if he's going through things, people who do bad things to him, they eventually do get what they're coming to him because of Capricorn's protection in this placement. So even though it's a bit rough to have it, because Saturn is hard, Capricorn in that placement, they get that protection when they are doing the right thing and when other people do things to them as well. Up next would be his lovely Uranus in Capricorn. So this is his third placement in Capricorn. So he has a Capricorn stellium, so a lot of his vibes and energy is going to be in Capricorn. He is all about planning for the future as much as possible, and this makes him an automatic innovator. So he's going to be someone who is going to try to change society's attitude towards customs, traditions, and authority structure. So that's the type of change that he would want with this placement. And he is going to be logically orderly manner in dealing with these matters. And this can result in permanent and carefully planned but sweeping reforms, because since Uranus has a lot to do with reforms and changes, they want to do it in the way that people look at things, authority, and Capricorn has a lot of energy in that. So changes can happen with this placement. Up next would be his Neptune in Capricorn, so another Capricorn placement. He's someone who tends to focus on ways to increase his power, wealth, and influence, and he is someone who is going to try his best to work hard in order for him to increase his influence in society. He is someone who loves to work, and they are practical and they are the types of people who will try their best to have reasonable goals for themselves so they can accomplish them, because Capricorn placements are goal-oriented placements, so they have a goal and they want to accomplish it. And because they want to be selfless and giving, sometimes they may find it difficult to attain the goals that they want unless they've lowered the expectations on all fronts. And this is something that a lot of placements have. But knowing their worth and knowing the goodness that they have can get that balance that they need. Up next would be his Pluto in Scorpio. So he is a millennial because he was born between 1984 and 1995. He's all about looking into any situation deeper, what's going on behind the scenes. He wants to make sure that he's able to get that understanding of what's going on. And also with this placement, they're the types of people who love to make collective issues conscious. So issues that probably people don't want to talk about, they are going to talk about it. And hopefully the next generation, they're going to make sure that change happens. They're also the types of people who are all about revolutions and collective movements in this life. They're also the types of people who are going to make sure that they talk about topics or do things that are different. So they may dabble into things that probably previous generations probably would not dabble into, and that's something that makes them very different. Up next would be his North Node in Pisces. So with this placement, he will need to develop these attributes in order for him to really put himself out there. So first would be for him to be non-judgmental. Having compassion is something that he would need to do. Surrendering anxiety to a higher power. Freeing his mind through meditation and self-reflection. Focusing on the spiritual pathway. Trusting in positive outcomes, acknowledging connections with the universe, and welcoming change. Another thing he would need to do is always accept the truth of the unknown, learn the ways of the healer, and help others heal their pain, connect to his inner faith, pursue life with intuition, learn that not everything can be explained through logic, and focusing his energies on serving without any judgment. Last but not least would be his Chiron in Gemini. So this placement tends to have the wound of